Hello, 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 everybody. It's been a while. Lillian hasn't been on air. It's been a while, but I'm so happy. I'm so excited. She's here with me, my guest today. We're just going to chit chat and talk and reflect and look at things, So I want to thank everybody who is going to be watching or who is watching now. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. While I do the intro, I'm just going to make sure that people are seeing us, because sometimes you put it on, you want to be sure that people are watching. But I have somebody who is going to help me, so hopefully they're doing that so that we have people come on. I haven't been on air for a long time, so I am so happy to be back. Hopefully my guest today is Joyce Ugbasu. I am so glad to have you. Maybe I'll do more detailed introduction later for people who are just going to be watching you for the first time. She's a social entrepreneur. She's a coach. She's a strategist. She's a businesswoman. Just think about it. And also an award-winning writer, best-selling author of the year. I am so glad. Your book is so amazing. We'll talk about it maybe a little bit later, just for some people who have not seen your book. So how is everything with you, Miss Joyce?
Very well. Thank you, Lillian, for having me. And Merry Christmas to you and your guests. Thank you so much for having me.
Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for joining the show today. I just want to be sure that a lot of people are seeing us. Some people want me to give them a large. I haven't been on air for a while. So, which is, I've been busy a little bit, trying to catch up with a lot of things, trying to, get over the pandemic a little bit, even though it's still there, So I was just trying to balance all that, and it kind of took me off a little bit from on air. I have not really been on air for a while. Everything is good. Merry Christmas back to you. Thank you so much. So today we are talking about reflection. I'm going to go straight into the discussion because I know we have a couple of things to do, talk about, and we're not going to spend too much time. So I want us to talk about reflection. The reason why I looked at that topic is because when you see the way things are being done today or the way things are being celebrated, it's kind of different. So we're going to look at it in two angles, in a very relaxed mood. So if you're watching us, please sit tight, relax, enjoy. Write your questions, your suggestions, and all that. We'll be glad to talk about them. So I want us to first of all look at the way we used to do Christmas, or the way things used to do, happen, before we come into what is happening this year. So how do you see Christmas? The way they are doing it now. I know we're in the crisis, in the middle of pandemic and all that. Is it the same way that it's been done in the good old days? The way it is being done now. What do you think about it?
Christmas in the good old days. It's quite different now. I just see some things that are kind of strange to me. Growing up was really fun. Growing up, I don't know, that's for the millennials and the Gen Z and all that. They wouldn't understand, but growing up in our time was fun.
Yes.
When it's Christmas, everybody goes back to the village. We have this, closely knitted family thing. There's always something that is, planned for that December. Then you see old friends, old relations, people you've not seen for a while. Everybody comes back. To get together, it's a time to bond with your family, it's a time to meet people you've not met in a long while. So it's a time for bonding. Then one beautiful thing about Christmas I love then was, I don't know, some people say they are poor people, they are rich people. It's about the visits on Christmas Day, where you visit and then you have lunch and breakfast with people,
Yes.
Go to uncle, different places and eat, drink, and I won't forget the park, because I'm the chief. In fact, I strategize for my Christmas. We write out the list of rich uncles, rich aunties. That's on top for some the top 5. That those places where you go, you feast, you eat. For people like us that didn't come from very opportune platforms, we plan those kind of places. That's where you go first and make sure you do your meal, do the feast. very well, then they will now give you the money. Remember that thing? They will say,
Yeah.
Uncle, I don't go. Uncle, we are ready to go. Uncle will say, I'm coming. Until they bring that I don't they go is where is the money now? Until Uncle drops the money, we don't go anywhere. We'll be there
No.
eating until they
Yeah.
drop. It was really, really fun growing up, in the village or in our hometown during Christmas. But now, what do you see? Everybody's in Lagos. Nobody wants to travel. ShopRite, beach, those places. You can't compare. You can't compare. Those good days with this. No, no, no. Then this year, lockdown. Everybody is afraid to go where there's crowd. I spoke to a few people and yesterday, I spent my Christmas at home, indoors, locked in the house. We didn't go
Yeah.
anywhere. What a Christmas! What a Christmas! What a Christmas! I too didn't go anywhere. I spent my Christmas at home with my kids. So
Yeah.
disparity is much.
Just like you said,
And
it's
then,
true.
yeah, a lot of people don't want to release their children to go eat, wine, dine with people again. Then and now, like I used to tell my people that we walk to school. I mean, you trek to school, we cross the road. At what age? You can't even risk it with your children in this day and time.
Yeah.
What do you call them? There's fear of everything. There's fear of kidnappers, bad
Yeah.
people, and people give your children poison and so many fears. So I think that's contributed to this whole not allowing, that freedom, to bond with other people. Everybody's suspecting everybody. So the list is endless.
Exactly. You're so damn right. Because growing up, it was fun for every child to be looking up to Christmas. Your siblings, all of you wearing the same. My dad used to do something very interesting. He would make everybody's clothes the same way. You have the big wristwatch, the plastic watch. You have the big eyeglass in your eyes, and you go to your auntie's house, your uncle's house.
You go to choir uniform. That's what we used to call it because of our number.
Everybody wears the same thing. We have a seamstress who makes all our clothes, and everybody just goes out, your neighbors, they are waiting for you. Sometimes you don't even eat. You just say, I'm not going to eat. Then they give you something to drink. All you're waiting for is that money. You put it in your piggy bag. And when you come back, you're like, oh, how much did I make today? But, yeah,
We counting it.
you count it and count it and count it. But like you said, everything has changed. So even before the pandemic, the modern day life we're living now, which I keep telling people sometimes that I really don't fancy much, has changed the trajectory of everything. Your children are not free. Everybody is like, hey, why that? Where did this start from? Even your relatives, you can't even allow your children to go to some relative's house to say, go do Christmas, go eat. Everybody is so scared. And we pray and pray, but we are so scared. So I keep still saying that, I like the old time better than what we're having now, because it's not helping the children to bond properly with the families, the cousins, and the nieces, and all that. It's not helping us to bond. It's wrong. And now to talk about this year, what has happened, the craziness of this year with all the pandemic, even made it worse. Yesterday, we were all indoors, all we did was video chatted with people, families, and called people. Normally, in Boston, Massachusetts, every Christmas is a party day. You have somebody hosting, this person is hosting, we all cook, we bring, and everybody dance. Yesterday that was Christmas Friday. We would have danced till this morning. Everybody celebrates. It's always fun. But we didn't go anywhere. Nobody went out. Nobody went
Same
out.
here.
Everybody we called, oh, we are home. Nobody is going out. And I'm like, God, what kind of thing is this? What kind of year is this? Even your friends can't visit. They're like, Lillian, hi, we know you're very paranoid. We would have loved to visit. I said, no, don't visit yet. Let's talk on the video. Don't come.
Added to it, but basically one of the things growing up that I noticed that changed this whole visit thing was the issues of trust. When you come to a Delta State where I'm from, there's always somebody saying this person is a witch, this person's grandmother did this, this person's grandfather did that, and at the end of the day, don't go to their house, don't eat their food. When you get out of the house, don't drink water. Don't, too much warnings and everything, and it's part of what changed the whole story. So every
Yeah.
child grew up, suspecting everybody. I grew up with my mom telling me, this person is a witch. Hey, this person confessed. The grandmother did this. Don't eat here. Don't eat there. So when you grow up, you now start suspecting. Most of the time, I tell my mom, leave these innocent people. You people suspect people too much, and you believe in this witchcraft thing. Everybody is a witch. Everybody is a witch. No, I will go there. The Bible says, "Sorry, I'm a woman of God, so I'll bring it." We tread upon serpent and scorpion; it will
Yeah,
not
it
harm
will
us.
not hurt us. Yeah. Oh yes.
More than
Oh
now.
yes.
What are we talking about? I will go there and I will drink water. I will give them money. This whole, if you give them money, they will take it. They will go to Kobo. Forget those things. I believe
I
it's
think
part of
I
what
think
really
it's our mindset.
mindset. So when your parents now work on you, or your aunties or start working on you, that there's witchcraft, or these people, they have confessed before, this family is not good, it affects everything, even marriages. So you
Yes.
cannot marry from this family. Probably that is where the boy found his wife or his love. Because they said if family, somebody that confess something, or the mother is a witch, it will not affect the whole thing. That's where the whole
Yes.
suspicion came. Everybody
Yes.
started keeping it to their children. I think that's one major thing that changed the whole story for this generation. So everybody believes in stay in my house, I'll eat my food, I'm okay. I don't have to go to anybody's house and all that. So it's
Yeah.
an issue.
But when I was growing up, there's this thing that I don't know, for some reason, I think God gave me that kind of mind of not really buying into those ideas. My mom too
Me.
was like that. Hey,
Mhm.
don't go here. Hey, so what I did for myself, because I was the last born of my mom, I made sure that I visited uncles. I made sure that I visited aunties as much as I can. And I keep telling her, I said, listen, it's going to train me. Let me just go. The experience will build me. And I'm glad I did, because if I did not do that, I will not be in America today. Maybe when
Oh,
I
you
do my
see?
memo, people will see my story. Because the way God brought me in here, the opportunity that I had, meeting the people who gave me the opportunity, if I was like, oh, don't go here, don't do this, don't do that, I will not meet them. So I know they are bad people, but everybody can be bad. And staying here
Everybody.
in this country has made me to realize that witchcraft or this is our mindset. As long as you're doing something good, you don't have to believe that that next person is going to do you something bad. There's no correlation in it. I know we have to be careful. Some people can do some stupid things. We know that. But most of the time, the African community, the fear that our parents have created in us, even some of us have refused to leave it. We are putting the same thing in our children. It's bad.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's bad.
Very
It's
bad.
really, really bad. Nobody will help them. It's just like you and I now, as grown-up adults, you will say, fear, say, this one want to hurt me. When they did hurt you since when you were a little baby? Come on now. It
Exactly.
doesn't make sense. It
Exactly.
doesn't make sense. So now let's talk a little bit about this pandemic and what it has cost this year. How do you think it has changed the lives of people and how they're going to be looking at things? Because this thing has really brought so many things. I want us to look at that first, then we'll talk about the opportunities that it brought, because I know that you're doing a lot, virtually with your kids in the school and all that stuff. So how did you think it has affected people in a not too good a way? How would you say, it has affected some people?
Okay, so I would respond by saying first is that in life we meet storms. We meet
Yes.
storms. Things not supposed to go, smooth. Like I always tell people, if you have a dream, you should be ready for obstacles. If you don't meet obstacles on your way, it's not a dream. It's not from God. Understand?
Yes.
So if prepare, someone like me, I'm prepared. Bring it on. You understand? So your mindset, number one, a lot of people that lost during this pandemic, they weren't ready for
Yes.
obstacles. Probably they've been having good times, good times. They've not seen this issues with this kind of enormity. I tell you, I'm a school owner.
Mhm.
Schools shut down in Nigeria. A lot of schools, a lot of schools. Businesses shut down. People lost money in millions. People died from the shock of news of the money they
Yes.
lost. It was a terrible year. But in the midst of all this, some people smiled.
Yes.
Some people made money. I
Yes.
mean, the kind of money we've not
Absolutely.
made in lives before. So what makes the difference? Some people picked the opportunity. They saw the opportunity and picked it and ran with it. And those people that picked that opportunity, they were ready. Opportunities lie down there, but are you ready to grab it when it comes? So most of the times, issues, problems comes with, in disguise. You know, in that if you are able to, how do you get gold? How do you get, these raw materials? How do you get refined oil? You dig deep. You understand? So those people that were ready, they had the information,
Mm-hmm.
trained, that they developed their skills. As soon
Yes.
as this opportunity came, they picked it and ran with it. They made money. I,
Yes.
for one, I started many businesses in this year. Some started making money, some have not started making money, but in 2021, we will cash out. I promise
Yes.
you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. This same pandemic killed people. What did they do right? What did they not do right? Number one is mindset. Your mindset. When the issues come, what do you do?
Hmm.
Remain calm. That's what I did.
Hmm.
I was like, okay, it has happened. Because one of the badly hit sector for Nigeria, I don't know about America, is the education sector. There was no income from March till September. And everything that I do is centered around the education. I'm in the education industry. So there was no money coming in from my regular business. I had to go back to the drawing board. So I
Hmm.
just realized that I'm running how many businesses, and it's actually one business. What do I do? I went back to the drawing board because I had prepared. I had studied for some other stuff. I was able to diversify and do some other things. So my
Exactly.
number one, while you are reflecting, I wrote down the meaning of reflection. I had to go to the dictionary to check the meaning of reflection. It says serious thoughts or consideration as
Yes.
you are reflecting about 2021. What were the mistakes? I'm not saying I did not lose money in 2020. I lost money. I mean,
Yes.
I lost money in 2020. But looking back, sitting down in my closet, I'm planning how not to lose money in 2021. I'm
Hmm.
planning, okay, what mistakes did I make? How will I
Exactly.
make sure I don't make that mistake in 2021? So number one thing is everybody go back, carry your book, carry your paper. What are the mistakes? Write everything down. These are the mistakes I did month one, month two, month three. How will I plan for 2021 so that I will not make? If you're in business, you will lose money, whether you like it or not. You make some errors, you make some silly decisions. You understand? But what did you learn out of that error
Yes.
so that you make that same mistake again? Madness is defined as doing the same thing, doing things the same way and expecting different results. But if you are able to come back to your drawing board and sit down, what did I do wrong here? Okay, how can I make it right? You read, I've done all that. Strategic planning. Quarter one, what do I need to do? And that quarter one, when you finish that plan, you will break it into months, into hours, time. On day one, I should do this towards my goal. On day two, I should plan this towards. You should have it. You can use your notebook. I use notebook most of the time. You don't have to
Absolutely.
go get it.
Yes.
My notebook is my journal, is with me anywhere I go. Once you check my bag, the
Exactly.
first my phone, my notepad, and my pen. Because as you're walking on the road, you'll be observant, and you'll be see. That's where I see my ideas from. I'm walking for the
Mm.
road, looking, walking on the road, I'm looking for problems.
Yes.
As a human being, you are a human being. Whatever you think is a problem to you is a problem to someone. Why don't you look for a solution to that problem?
Ooh.
So I reflecting on our 2020. What did we do wrong? How did we lose money? What should we do in 2021 to make us recover?
Mm.
Water one, water. Put everything in a plan, and then start acting. One of the things that we do right here in the world, let me not just do Africa, is we pray too much.
Oh,
We can
that
we
is huge
pray too
now.
much.
Hmm.
I'm sick and tired of this prayer thing. A lot of churches, a lot of pastors are drawing people back, are deceiving people. They're not really telling them the right things to do. If you pray from now till morning, God is not a magician. He will not come and put the pen and the paper in your hand and say, my daughter, He has already given you the word to take over. He gave you the Bible to study and then know what to do. Proverbs, go and read the book of Proverbs 1 to 31 and see what you can add to your life daily. And then you get to your, what is it called? You'll be waiting, you pray and wait for God to come down from heaven to come
Yes.
and
Yeah.
do for you. We pray too much. I think we
I'm
should
just,
do more of action. Finish praying. God will direct. If you listen very well, He will tell you
exactly.
what to do. Then you
Exactly.
pick it up and start doing daily. You'll find out that you will not do anything wrong.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad. I'll still let you continue to tell us, because the reason is that when this thing happened, just like you have said, a lot of people did not plan. And that is something that is so huge in our community. Before I go on, I just want to welcome everybody who is watching right now today. Thank you so much. I am back on air. Thank you all of you that are watching. Our Floxy Show says, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. Our Blessing Chuku Show says, so true. We have to look back to reflect. And also, Oliver Georgiawo, I miss you guys. Thank you so much. He said to me, this pandemic has brought the entire world to understanding and made some people discover their true potential. Very correct. Thank you so much. Dennis Agagara, thank you. I miss all of you. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. And here again, yes, too much prayer without action. Thank you, Minister Blessing, for that. True talk, dear. Exactly. So I still want you to tell us what people did not realize, what they did wrong, because a lot of people were not prepared. And when it happened, they didn't have anything to fall back to. And most people, like Georgia said, became creative, because I know you started a lot of things like boom, boom, boom. And it was going on because I was following a lot of your program. You even wrote a book this year. A lot of people discover their potential, but a lot of people discover their potential, and a lot of people who have businesses did not plan. So you, as a business person now, I want you, what are the steps that you think that they can take not to make the mistake next time? Starting 2021, what should people put into perspective? That, you know what, this thing can happen again. It might not be in a pandemic form. It could be in a war form. It could be in any form. We're not praying for that. But we're humans. And natural disasters are bound to happen. Whether scientific, whether just natural, it can happen. So how do you think that people should look inward and get themselves ready? And also, you mentioned something. When we talk about religion, they think it's criticism. It's not. We're not criticizing anybody. We're only saying that. I think it was myself and my husband, we're talking to my sister-in-law yesterday. And we said most things that people pray for and go give testimony is not necessary. And she was like, why? We said it's not necessary. For a car, you are entitled to a car. You don't need to go pray. God has said you are walking. So you're supposed to have a car. And we're telling her that in America, somebody who is a housekeeper, somebody who is a driver, pizza delivery, you should have a car. It's your entitlement. So it's not something you go and say, praise the Lord, I just got. No, you're entitled to a car as a human being to make your life comfortable. You're entitled to live in a good house. You're entitled to light. It's not a miracle. So what do you
Not a
want to tell
miracle.
our people? You know that, okay, we're reflecting on 2020. A lot of things happened. A lot of people died. What about 2021 coming? What are you going to tell them? Please do.
Okay, so first up is let's start with us. You know, if you can, you can work on the man in the mirror. Most of all, we are the ones stopping ourselves. Don't go and point at any auntie or uncle in the village. The real problem is you. What do you use your time for? What do you use your time for? Time is money. It's the only thing that cannot be gotten back. You can get joy back. You can get peace back. You can, you know, if you make mistakes, you can actually arrange those things back, and then you become a better person. You become happy. But time, once it's
Yes.
lost, it's lost. You can get it back. So
Absolutely.
what are you doing? What are you doing with your time? I see a lot of people wasting away on Netflix, on social media, looking for what is they did not lose online, and making people rich, people like them, like KG, and the rest of them, because you want to go and know what happened that doesn't concern you.
Yes.
Hey, we use that time to read a book.
Yes.
What use that 1 hour? I wake up, my morning, the first thing I do is to read, you know, after my devotion, I read a book. As I sleep again, I read another one.
Even
So
if
I can
just
be doing like 10.
Yeah.
Yes, I call it book polygamist. I can be doing 10 books at the same time. Pick one business book, pick one religious book, pick like that, do my Bible like that. What are you doing with that time? A lot of people see these things as waste of time. And I can tell you, I'm a product of books. I didn't know how to speak. I went to a public school. So if you see me speaking English before with plenty errors, I'm just trying to. But books got me. I've not gone to any what do you call those speaking academy.
Yeah.
I've not gone. I just read up. What are you doing with your time? Is the first thing I see that people. The first mistake I see people make. They waste time. Some people spend time in church. Hey, morning to night, 7 a.m. on Monday morning.
You are in church.
Praying.
You go in the evening again.
In the evening again, they are there. So what time will you use to pursue your destiny? You were talking something about testimonies, and I wrote something down. This year, even as it has been very successful for me, I had issues with my health. You know, I don't know if you watched when I did one testimony about I was supposed to go for nasal polyps surgery, which cost a lot of money. So I started praying. You know, I joined Martin of Fire fasting and prayer program, 70 days. I was doing my own, you know, but I was praying, but people kept coming. You know, my mom and her people. This pastor said you should bring money. They want to go to mountain. They want to go and pray. They need 5 prophets. See, a lot of us have been, my people perish for lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge. Hallelujah.
Who came with visions? They want to go and pray. I should bring 100,000. I should bring 200. I should bring this. Anything my God cannot do, leave it. I'd rather come to me and go for the surgery. Yes. I'm not ready to pay anybody for this. I will pray. Let God answer me. If God doesn't answer me, no problem. Last, we land for hospital, right? 11 months with this issue. I couldn't breathe. Late November, one morning, I just saw that I started breathing. The thing, as a miraculously, I started breathing. God healed me. And I asked myself, do you know that if I had given that 100,000 or 200,000 to that pastor, I would have given God's glory to the pastor, saying that this pastor healed me, this pastor prayed, and I'm okay now.
Yeah.
Guess what? We have access to that same God that you are waiting for the pastor to pray for. Hey, that your pastor has his own problem. Do you think he has finished praying for himself and his wife and his family? That he will leave his own problem and he will start praying for you for money tonight? Use your mouth. What do you want to see in 2021? I proclaim my year before it comes. I've started proclaiming it since. What I want to see in 2020.
Absolutely.
You and say it forth. Words are seeds, very powerful.
Hmm.
2019 January. I have the
I
video.
like
I'll
that
send it to
word.
you.
Words are seeds. Hashtag.
Very powerful. I said to myself, so God told me some things. I wrote them down because before I go into my year, He will give me, I will ask for a word and He gives me my word for the year. I walk with that word. He has given me a word for, so I don't wait for pastor to say, this year is the year of total declaration of breakthrough. I don't wait for all those things.
I
I
already
seek.
have mine.
Yes. So He told me for 2021, Acts 9:6, what would you have me do? And He said to Paul, He said, go to the streets. I will tell you what to do. And Paul moved with obedience without asking questions. Matthew 7. Somewhere there, as I was doing that, I saw it. He said, if you are willing and obedient, you will reap the good of the land. I said, that's my word, obedience. So
Yeah.
just move. God will tell you what to do, you obey. Hey, are
Mhm.
you connected to your source? If you want to move in 2021, you have to be connected to your source because there will be battles. If you are not connected, you will not know the strategy to fight that battle. But if you are connected to God, He will tell you what to do at every time. And what one thing you need to do is to win your battles. A lot of people don't know how to win battles. We fight and fight and fight and wear out ourselves. We don't know how to select our fights. I select my fight. I reserve my energy for positivity. Because if you
Absolutely.
use all your energy to chit chat, worry, fight every battle that comes your way, when the real deal comes, you will not have energy. You would have exhausted yourself.
Exactly.
So in 2021, work on you.
Exactly.
Connect to yourself. Look at your errors. Look, see,
Yeah.
painfully, there are some people you have to drop in your life, whether you like it or not. They are time
Oh.
wasters. They are not
Mhm.
adding to you. I dropped a lot of people. Every year end, I look at my call log like this. Who are the people? I delete intentionally. I leave WhatsApp group because some WhatsApp groups are time wasters. 30 years every year. I look at all the groups I belong to. You just see me leaving group. Tam, ma'am, they call me. Sorry, I need some time off. I will decide whether I want to join again or not.
Because
Those things
you
take
have to find out, what benefit are they, what are they adding to my life?
allowed. If they are not adding to your life, you leave. Some friends do not add to life. Some brothers and sisters do not add to life. Some neighbors do. So identify the people that are adding to your life. Those people you give time. The people that are always taking your time, taking your
Draining you.
energy, taking it to liability. And
Mhm.
what do you call it? Asset and liability. So
Yeah.
asset, simple thing that adds to you. Anything that removes from you is liability. Look at your friends and family like that. Is this one an asset or a liability? So
Exactly.
do less. You drop some liability
Are
and pick
they
up more
adding
assets.
to me, or are they draining me? If they are
Training you.
draining me, they're gonna kill me quick. So
It goes a long way. I looked at my network some years ago and I said, this network is very poor. Haba. How can a businesswoman be looking for 100,000, 200,000? Don't go to 1 million. You will not see who will give you unless you
that's
go
not good.
to.
Yeah.
And I started deleting people. I
Yeah.
made friends. I went to seminars. I went to schools, and I got better friends, better
Yeah.
quality. It must not be
Yeah.
friend. I mean, acquaintance or somebody you can call. Hey, so right now,
I need 1 million. I need 500,000. Yeah.
I need 10 million. They will not ask for collateral. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I deposited my currency of trust. You know, trust is a currency. Goodwill is a currency. I just take,
Absolutely.
but I ensure that I pay. How did you do people? So so a lot of people, you borrow them money, some people run away. They will not pay. You are doing yourself. You are depleting your reserves on earth
Mhm.
and in heaven. So I look at those things. Right now, I can say that I am good. If you're a business person and you don't have people that you will call, I always say people make it happen. That
Yes.
driver, that gatesman, that secretary is very important. Everybody is important in moving forward. in actualizing your destiny.
I,
Everybody
I,
don't neglect.
I'm going to let you continue. I just want to add something there too. And there are some kind of friends also that you have that are collectors. What I mean collectors is collectors of ideas. They never share with you, but they just collect. So you only give, but they don't tell you, oh, I have this idea, or this is my suggestion, or this is what, I'm doing this. Can you do the same? They don't. You just tell them and they
Them.
collect. This 2021 is good to get rid of them. Delete. You don't need them because you want people who you want to share ideas with, that you guys can grow together. You understand? And like you said, you want a kind of friend that I tell people, just like you said, now I have some friends like that. You call them and say, this is what I need. You know that they are there. And the same thing they call you is not one-sided. We are there. You make friends that two of you can raise each other, that you can grow together, not collectors and they deflect you. Like every time you give, it's like you are being inflicted. Like everything, something is getting out of you, but nothing comes back to you. So when they do that to you, you don't grow yourself. So you need friends that they have some things they know that you can benefit from. And you have some things that you have that they can benefit from. That's a good word, because 2021, we don't want to waste it, because what about if there's another pandemic? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Even families, the same thing. What are we going to do? So it's true talk. Now, another thing I'm going to ask so that you can add it to what you have to say is that somebody mentioned it opened a lot of potentials for people, but at the same time, people were doing something that is not their own. What do you want to say to them in this 2021? Yeah, we know when the pandemic came, a lot of people, oh, this is working, everybody jumped into it. But is that your dream? Is that your vision? Is that what God has proposed for you? So what do you say to people to say, 2021, how do you really discover the real you so that you can be fulfilled? Because if you are trending on another person's lane, you're not going to be fulfilled at the end of the day. You understand? So I'm going to let you speak on that, because this 2021 is a time that we really want people to get stronger for themselves, for what they do, and also at the same time to succeed.
Okay, so the funny part of my life is that I have experience in almost everything, so I have a story for everything.
Perfect.
Okay, so at one point of my life, I moved to a new city, and people talking about doing what was not your calling. So we got to that city, and there's one supermarket that was trending, rainy. This woman, she has used this supermarket to build how many houses? She has done this, she has done that. Joyce, yours truly, your sister. I like money. Somebody came with the idea. You can do this supermarket thing too. Can't you see? They took me to the place. They showed me. I saw queue. I saw people. I didn't know that in every business there are secrets.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You experience to survive. You need knowledge to survive. But I didn't have any of those. And I jumped into the supermarket business. Guess what? I got my fingers really, really burnt. I mean, the thing, I loaded that place with millions, and at the end of the day, I saw the thing crumble right in front of me like a pack of cards. I went back. So in life, when you face issues, the first thing you do is you have to be true. Call yourself for discussion. I do that a lot. I discuss with you, hey, sister, so what happened? Why did you fail? I discovered. So for people going to 2021, yes, potentials. We did a lot. We saw people doing this, and a lot of it jumped into it and is moving now. But can you sustain it? So somebody is selling guguru and ekpa, and that person used it. I don't know, for America, that's the popcorn and groundnut.
Peanuts and popcorn, yes.
So that person used it to build houses, train her children in school. So some other person now joined the business, and the person did not make it.
Yeah.
That's what. So I went back and I looked at why it did not, that particular business did not succeed. Because at some point, I had to, after discussing with myself, I sold everything off and shut down the business without shame. Because sometimes some of us, we are too proud, to stems with the mistakes that we have made.
Yeah.
So I now said, number one, I'm not a product person. I don't like markets, physical markets. We are going to buy 10 cartons of this. We want to buy them. We will not get to the supermarkets, we now start counting 10 items to that. I'm not that kind of, I'm a service-oriented person. What is that talent that God has given to you? Look at it, harness it, work on it very well. Don't jump after the bandwagon because this thing is rainy. Online business, forex trading, this one, then you are there. Watch yourself. There's some things, some experiences that we have growing up. You can use it. There are some God-given talents that we have. We can work on them and ensure that we use them in 2021. Because if you are on another person's lane, it's not sustainable.
Yes.
At some point in time, that business will pack up, whether you like it or not. But
Yes.
if you are in your area of strength, I tell you, you wake up in the morning, you will be happy to go to work, even if they are not paying you for it. You will be smiling because you see, you at that purpose point. And when you get to your purpose, it just flows. You find peace, whether there's money or not. One day the money will come if you continue to be consistent with that God-given talent that He has given to you. So 2021, yes, if you have made mistake of running after some kind of business because you wanted to, pay bills and all that, calm down, gather that money together and start nurturing something in you that God has deposited in you. Check very well, it's not far. Most of the time we look too far. Hey, purpose, at some point in my life, God, show me my purpose. Show me my purpose. And the purpose was just with me, looking at me like, I'm here now. What are you praying for again? So we look too far most of the time. It's within us. Don't look too far. It's just within us. Discover it yourself. Harness it. Read books. Sharpen it. Sharpen that sword. When you sharpen it, you find out that you use it to God's glory, to your betterment, to impact the world, and then you make money. Because at the end of the day, we have to pay bills. You make money out of that purpose if you are able to do this.
That is huge. That is so huge. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you're just joining us, we're almost rounding up. My guest or my gisting partner today, is Joyce Ugbosu. She's a best-selling author. She has written 2 books, and she's a social entrepreneur. She has a school. She's a big businesswoman in Lagos. So if you're looking for a school to put your child in Lagos, go to her school. She's doing so much there with the kids. The name of the school again is British.
Lakewood British School. Lakewood. There's one branch is coming up next year. Same school, yeah.
Tell us the name of the school again.
Lakewood British School. Lakewood British School.
Lakewood British School. Yes, I've seen a lot of amazing things that they are doing in that school. During this pandemic, she engaged the kids and many kids learning so many things. Even the children learning businesses, learning how to be independent. So many super things that she's doing. I'm so happy to have you here today to do all this chit chat and gist and giving tips on how people can stay focused and actualize their potential and get to the next level. I am really very, very happy to have you here today. Before we round up, another thing I would like to ask, is we have the vaccine now. I know this is a little bit off, but we have the vaccine now. In my head, I believed it. I know it. I just keep saying it's good and all that. But in my second part, I'm beginning to say, is it business or what is really going on? What would you say to African people? Because there's a lot of skepticism, how they say it now, on people wanting to take this vaccine, because we need to move forward. What do you think? If it comes to Africa, before we round up, do you think people should actually be encouraged to take it or to just hold them to themselves and say, no, I'm going to be fine?
So one of the things, because I'm not a doctor, I'm not in I'm not an expert in that field, so but I'll just, just say it on the light. One of the things I've noticed about this vaccine, too many, what do you call it, opinions, proposition, propaganda. We've heard different things about the vaccine. So everybody is scared. Whether it's 666, whether it's Bill Gates and his Antichrist, we've had different versions of it. So, but there's another school of thought that thinks that the vaccine is just a normal vaccine, to prevent us from the virus and all that. Different school of thought thinking that, oh, China, I heard one this morning. China has planned this thing for years. They want to enforce it on people. That the system will force us to take it. Okay, so I want to travel to America now. They will ask me, do you have the vaccine? If you say no, you cannot board that flight. What will I do? I will be forced to take it, unless you want to remain in Nigeria forever. So let's just pray that it's not the Antichrist. Because whether we like it or not, a lot of money has been committed into this thing. And they want to make their money back by fire, by force. And they have their strategy. You're hearing of the Bitcoin now, how it's going up, how this whole Bitcoin thing. It's part of the strategy. We don't know. We don't know the real truth. We're not in the room when they were planning or trying to make all this thing come to pass. But you can see that whether we like it or not, somehow, these guys are going to force it on us. They're going to force it on the system. And we all we all depend on the system. So the only prayer is that let it not be 666, because my sister, when they start the real action, whether you like it or not, it will not be a matter of choice. It will be, if you don't take it, you will not be able to access your money in the bank.
I don't think so. So you said don't join them now, eh? I don't think so. Let me tell you why. The woman who actually who worked on this scene, is that because religion, may God have mercy on us, especially we Africans. Religion has so tied us together that sometimes we are not thinking on a regular level anymore. Just like saying, what is agape love? Agape love is when you love your neighbor, you care, you give and all that. It's not when you just go to church and pray, So to me, I think that this is science. The lady and the guy who actually said they should try this particular vaccine, that it will work, they didn't even plan it for coronavirus. So anyway, I'm going to have definitely a medical person come on and expatiate, but I wanted your opinion as a neutral person to say, what do you think? Are you going to take it? Will you encourage others? So before we leave, there is somebody.
Let me just put a dot on that. If you ask me, I will not take it. If I have my choice, I will not take it.
Okay.
But if the forces it on you, what will you do? If you say I cannot access my money in the bank again, or I cannot travel out of Nigeria again unless I take it,
get to that level. It's just like the flu vaccine. It's like the flu.
We hear a lot over here. We hear a lot over here. There's nothing we've not heard about this what is it called? The vaccine. There's nothing we've not heard.
Let me tell you, the flu vaccine, right? There are lots of people who still do not take it until tomorrow because it makes them sick. So what they do, if you work in the hospital, if you don't take the flu vaccine, when you're on the shift, you wear your mask throughout the shift because it makes them sick, because some of them are allergic to egg, one of the ingredients in the vaccine. So normally the vaccines, when you are taking a vaccine, even when you're taking for your children, now a lot of people come and say, oh, they take like polio, they take all these things. We didn't know. Like Oprah said, or is it Oprah or Maya said, you know better, you do better. So many people didn't know that before you take a vaccine or even a medication, ask about the ingredients, ask about the downside, what are the negative impacts it's going to have on you, the side effects. So it's the same thing with the COVID. You can ask what is inside. So if you are allergic to it, you don't have to take it. But there are some things you need to do to keep everybody safe. So if you're allergic to it and you're not taking it, you're traveling, maybe you're going to wear the mask throughout the flight. I don't know, but I'm just thinking and I'm saying, but they're not going to tell us because this is just how it has no correlation now. This is just water in a bottle. that
I
we,
pray.
the little chemical put in your body. I want to form the 666 now. So let's not allow them to say, oh, because we not put in infuse religion into it. The only fear factor that I had and my reservation before is let them not experiment with some set of people. But
Oh,
right now, like in the US, our new president has just had the first dose of the Pfizer. You understand?
okay.
And a lot of them in the government have had it. So if now all of them they want cuckoo saying go heaven now, maybe they wait now. But anyway, while we are rounding up, there is somebody here who might be watching us. I don't know who. You're watching us from Nigeria, from Europe, from Austria, from Australia, from wherever in the world, America. And you are saying, I don't believe in myself. I don't know how to start my business. I don't know how to plan. I don't know what to do. Josubosu, I want you to talk to the person. Talk to them, encourage them, and let them know what God has for them. Go ahead.
Okay, so you don't know where to start. Start from connecting with your source. That's the right place to start. Just go back to God. And develop that. Pray for. You don't develop. You pray for the spirit of calmness, because you can only hear when you are calm. When you fret, oh Father, I'm confused. Nothing will come. Even if God is talking to you, you will not hear. So you just have to be calm. In that place of calmness, He will tell you what to do. And when you hear, you act. So I have a program called Overcoming Inertia for people that want to start. Start a book, whatever you want to do. The first thing that comes to you is it works on your brain cells to tell you that this thing will not work. Don't even bother. Why do you think it will succeed? Don't waste your money. Don't waste time. Hey, let me let you know that Dangote fights inertia. $10 fights inertia. In every decision that you take, the thing comes to them to tell them that it will not work. But guess what? The bold ones go ahead. If I perish, I perish. That's my
exactly. Esther said, yeah.
That's how it works for me. Let me go. When I wanted to start, I had a well-paying job with plenty, with car and everything. And when I was dropping my letter, everybody in the world, including my mom, husband, everybody said, do not drop that letter. Please stay with your job. Stay with that fear. So most of the time I say they come from the place of love, and fear. And they told me that. What did I do? I said, if I perish, I perish. I dust my certificate, go back to look for a job. Thank God I didn't leave my doors closed. In everything you are doing, always leave your doors open. My God told me, come back, we will accept you. But this is almost 10 years down the line. I never went back to begging for the job back. So if you do not step out in faith, you will just be there procrastinating. On Monday, I will do it. You will now wake up. On Monday morning, oh, hold up. On Tuesday, there will be less hold up. Tuesday, oh, today is Tuesday. Oh, there will be more hold up. Wednesday will be lighter. Before you know, it's Thursday, it's Friday, it's Saturday, and you are still there. So take that bold step. Once you connect and God tells you what to do, take the bold step. Set out, launch out. Don't ask too much questions. One of the things we ask questions from our human sense, because of a lot of things, when God tells you to move, it will not make sense to you. You understand? So you step out in faith. Ensure that you also equip yourself. Study. Don't let anybody deceive you. Study. If you need to sign up for a course. So there are a lot of things online that we can do free of charge that you don't even have to pay.
Yes.
What are you using your phone for? What are you using your data for? Please use it for the right things. Commit your time. Sometimes I spend 2 hours, 3 hours with my mentors. Who are your mentors? Online.
Wow.
What's his name? Lesbian. They are all here. If I raise my camera now, you see them. All these people, I want to be like them.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
That's Lisa Nico.
I met the lady with the dreadlock there. She's the one. I met her in Virginia one time. What's her name?
Okay, is it the lady from America?
Yes.
Lisa Nikos.
Yes,
So
I met her one time. Yes, in a program.
I've never met her like that. I live. I can tell you how she thinks.
You study
My
them.
pop, she helped me a lot. I followed her. I read her books. So these people, you don't have to go and meet them. Everything is online. If you can commit your time, I tell you, every day you will see progress. Every day. Don't let anybody deceive you that you have to come and pay one money or you have to come to. No, you can do it yourself. We have so much resources online that people are not using. Please commit to your own success. Most of the time, the problem is you, the man in the mirror. Ensure that you commit to your daily progress and you see a better you in 2020.
Thank you. And there's
Stella.
something you said, I didn't mean to take you back now, that I have observed. Social media is good, but I tell people social media can also drain your time. Because when you go to somewhere like Facebook, I tell people when I go to Facebook, I'm either going to post or to make sure that my business, I'm going to promote it. If I'm not going to promote it, I don't go there. So you don't go there and you are reading, this one is naked, this one is dancing, this one, before you know, you are there for 5 hours
Hmm.
doing nothing. That time you would have used it to train, like you said,
Yes.
or you would have used it to listen to somebody who will mentor you, who will motivate you, who will also help you sharpen what you're doing. Because let's say you're a talk show host. If you are not listening to people who can mold you and help you to be a good presenter, you're not going to be able to do it properly. So I'm happy that you said that. Thank you so much. And before we say goodbye to our fans, I want to say to, this one to make me cry a little bit. I want to say to the people who are in the movie business, Nollywood is a sad news that we heard yesterday for one of the Ejiros. Nollywood prolific super director and producer Chico Ejiro has passed on to glory. It's very sad. I just get chills again talking about it. These are the people that when I started going to the business as a young girl, I go to their offices and I will sit down Monday till night and the wife Joy, my heart goes to you. May God console you, comfort you, and strengthen you. Is a lot for her. She's a good girl, and I don't think she deserves this right now. She's handling a lot. So my heart goes to the AG Rose, Uncle Zabe. I don't know how they would take it, but it's a big blow to Nollywood right now. It's, I don't even know. All the friends and family, our heart goes to you people. Joy, especially the wife, my heart goes to you. May God bless and strengthen you people in Jesus' name. Thank you so much, Joyce. Thank you for coming to the show. I appreciate all of you that have been online. Rosalind G. Smith TV, she has a program. Thank you very much, Lillian and Joyce. Thank you so much. Rosalind G. Smith TV, she does pidgin English. You need to have my guest on your show one of these days. She's a great woman. She's doing a lot. She lives in Canada. Yeah, she lives in Canada.
We are from the worry now. We are the real English there. So
Yes,
don't worry.
where in the street they go. Then Real Blessing Chuku Show, that's one of my buddies. She lives in the US. She has a big business over here. She's a talk show host also. True to that, we must make our time very productive. Thank you so much. Dennis Egagara, I call him the poet. He writes a lot of poetry. Crazy guy. He lives in London. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Benjamin Romy D Show is another lady who talks about relationship and marriage. She lives in Spain. Thank you so much for joining the show. Cindy Porch. A lot of talk show hosts are on my show today because I posted this thing everywhere. I said, look, we need to talk about 2021. And who can do it better than Joyce Bosu? She's a big business lady and doing a lot of great things in Lagos. Thank you. I'm very honored to have you. Thank you so much. More grace to your elbow. She's a writer. If you have not read her book, he's on Amazon. He's in different places where you can buy books. So make sure you do that and you can download it also. Thank you so much. Yes. I'm so glad and privileged to have you on the show today. Till I see you guys next time. Happy New Year in advance to everybody. I have a wonderful woman too coming on the show next weekend. So stay tight and stay tuned. Thank you so much, everybody. God bless you all.